There is a good chance if you're watching this that you've been feeling a little tired and exhausted, and maybe there's not enough time in the day to do all the things that you want to do for yourself. But there are some food habits that we all have access to that are proven to give us a lot more long-lasting energy. And I'm going to discuss those with you in today's video. And stick around to the end. I'm going to share some meal plans and ideas, tips and tricks that I use that make everything so much easier. The first tip has so much more to do with what we're going to take out. So we want to cut out the processed and packaged foods. And I know this is probably not the biggest shocker to you, but hang on for a moment because this is really important. So many times we watch these videos or we do research about what we should eat, but yet we still get stuck in the loop because we're busy and we just reach for whatever easy. When we consistently eat packaged and processed foods that really are void of nutrients and they have all kinds of seed oils, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial things, then what happens to our gut health and our energy level is very depleting. Take the next 10 to 15 days, maybe 30. Start simple. Cut out the crap. Cut out the packaged and the processed foods and eat a whole foods diet. The next one is to cut out the sugars and the carbs. The average person should really consume no more than about 6 teaspoons of sugar a day. We're consuming, at least Americans are, well over 20 teaspoons of sugar a day. Most often when I say that, they're like, that's not me, I don't consume that. But we don't often think how sugar is hidden in most everything. Sugar is put in salad dressings, it's put in ketchup, it's snuck into different kinds of crackers that we eat, and so much more. And it all adds up. We have a latte here, a little coffee here with a little something added to it that tastes delicious. We have a little treat here, a little chocolate here, and by the end of the day, we are consuming an excess amount of sugar. Sugar is actually hidden in over 74% of processed foods. Back in the 2016 presidential election, the last one I happened to look up, the sugar industry contributed $8 million. That was an all-time high, a record number of contributions. They want you to buy their product and they put it in everything. When we have our no sugar diet soda, we're also consuming artificial sweeteners, which is affecting our ability to even tell if we're hungry anymore or full. Meanwhile, we have epidemics of heart disease and inflammatory issues, autoimmune issues, cancers, obesity, and so much more. For many people, not everyone, but for many, sugar is quite addictive. It's addictive physically to our body, but it also has an emotional component to it because it is a food. And so when we take sugar out, I recommend that you do it cold turkey. I do recommend weaning off caffeine. I'm going to get to that in a little while. But sugar, you just want to remove it from your house. All right, habit number 3, stop eating all day, every day. You don't want to be the grazer. So the person who's like, well, I eat a little all day because it provides me more energy. But what it does is actually spikes our insulin response, and it creates a situation where we store more fat. Who wants to store more fat? We want to teach our body to burn fat. The standard American diet, remember, that means the SAD diet, based on this food pyramid that has really never worked. I don't subscribe to that idea at all. I want you to know that eating all day, every day has never been part of a healthy diet plan. Maybe you eat 3 meals a day, maybe even a 4th smaller meal for those of you who might already have insulin issues or your blood sugar gets a little low. Or maybe you have a couple small snacks. Probably need to be a more high protein, high fat snack. Way back in the day, I would just have a steady trough of food that was coming while I sat there and worked. Not a good idea for our body. When we want to increase energy in our body, we want to think about the mitochondria. That is ultimately our biggest energy source. Think about it like the battery of your body. So you want to be eating foods that are going to support your mitochondria production. And you also want to think about the ketogenic diet because this is one of the best diets to help you increase energy, while the anti-inflammatory diet is one that allows you to, of course, reduce inflammation, therefore allowing mitochondria and your to flourish and your gut health to flourish. I recommend eating grass-fed beef, pastured beef, also high-fat fish like salmon or sardines are another great option. Pastured eggs, the cost of a lot of things has gone up over the years. When we do the math and we start cutting out the processed, the packaged, the sugary foods, the big lattes and the coffee, it also allows us to spend a lot more on the things that are staple things that we're going to have in our home for a long time. For example, you can team up and collaborate with a local farm and you can get a whole bunch of stuff in bulk. In the long run, if you do the math financially, it will pay for itself. You want to focus on healthy fats like MTC oils, coconut oils, olive oils, avocado oils. Finding a way just to get some of these foods, if not all of them, but at least some of them into your diet on a daily basis will make such a difference. Enjoy avocados and some nuts like pecans or Brazil nuts or walnuts. Those are really good options. Eat lots of dark leafy green vegetables, adding spices or really good sea salt. I love to make my own salad dressing and it really doesn't take long at all. I really don't like any of the seed oils that are inside 99% of the dressings in grocery stores. I just take some avocado oil or olive oil. I mix it with sea salt and maybe some garlic salt or a mixture of some different kinds of spices. I put in apple cider vinegar, a little lemon, a little mustard, and some raw honey. And I mix it together really fast, pour it over your greens, and you have a delicious salad and you know where all the ingredients came from. I'm a big believer in still consuming fruits. Now, if we're going strict ketogenic diet, of course, we're not going to eat as many fruits. When we do, we want to include things like berries. Pineapple on occasion can be really good for us, and an apple a day, there is a reason why that is said. These can be great snacks when you mix them with nuts, or you can have celery with a nut butter. The next habit that I recommend is to make sure that you are taking your supplements. I personally drink a green powdered vitamin drink almost every single day of my life. Bare minimum, I recommend that you take vitamin D, you take magnesium, you take some vitamin C, and you probably want to be taking B vitamins. Check with your doctor before taking any of these. I am not a doctor and I'm not attempting to give you specific advice. I also want to recommend that you do get your blood work checked because that will be one of the first telltale signs to see what kind of supplements you take. We want to feed our mitochondria, and for example, taking magnesium on a regular basis to me is something that everybody pretty much needs because our soil quality is completely depleted of magnesium, and this is an unfortunate thing, and so it requires us to take a magnesium supplement that allows us to relax our body, to feed our mitochondria, to reduce stress, to sleep better, to be an overall healthier, happier person. We need vitamin D, we need sunshine. When you feel more regulated with your supplementation, you will have so much more energy. The next habit I want to talk about is not eating late at night. Now, sometimes I know our work schedules, I have this too. I have a son who plays baseball. I literally ate at 9 p.m. the other night. However, I do want to let you know that when we do eat late at night, it really impacts not only our digestive system, but our liver and our gallbladder quite negatively, and it reduces our energy level. Ideally, you want to eat sometime before 6 o'clock at night or maybe 6:30 at the absolute latest. This is not a video on exercise, but I cannot tell you how important exercise is to your energy. I might make a whole separate one on that. I will. I definitely will. The next habit is all about our breathing. And I know breathing isn't exactly go along with food habits, but it really does so much more than you would think. Putting down your fork while you're consuming your food, taking breaks, just allowing yourself to breathe in between bites is a huge practice that allows us to become a much more mindful eater. We want to allow our body to be in a process of digesting our food. And so many of us, I have done this before, especially when something's like really delicious. You just want to eat it and eat it and eat it. And your body hasn't been able to tell you if you're full or not yet. Then you go up and you get seconds, and before you know it, you've overeaten. Setting down the fork in between bites, taking a breath, maybe enjoying the room around you, and then allowing yourself to eat a little bit more slowly paced. We can remember that there's plenty, that there's enough, that we don't have to take so much. And another thing that I am also guilty of is eating in front of the television. It's so much better for us when we sit down at the table. And I've actually timed this because I realize my son would say, well, we have more time if we eat in front of the TV, and I would buy that. But ultimately, if we sit in front of each other and we have a present conversation and enjoy each other's company while we're eating, wrap up, we clean up the dishes, and then we go enjoy a show together, then it's really about the same amount of time. The only difference is that we've practiced being in our body, and it makes such a difference in how we create energy in our body when we look at how we consume the food. My next tip is to reduce or eliminate not only sugary but caffeinated beverages. All those energy drinks are no. They are called energy drinks, but they really don't give you energy. Before you know it, you're reliant upon them for your energy source. I gave up caffeine many years ago. I actually love the taste of coffee. I'm not anti-coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I love how I feel when I don't have caffeine in my system. It is absolutely possible to have incredible energy in the morning without starting your day with caffeine. We really want to reduce not only how much caffeine we're drinking, but we want to reduce how late in the day we drink it. But we never want to just cut ourselves off from caffeine cold turkey. Caffeine is so addictive to the body. It is a drug. It'll put our body into a pretty severe state of withdrawal. I would recommend that you slowly wean yourself. After about a week, allow yourself to be completely free of caffeine. I want to share briefly some meal plan ideas and some quick strategies and things that I do that make such a big difference. But I want to let you know before I do it that there is something called the gut-brain connection. It's a free class and a PDF, and inside that PDF, it's right below, I have included a bunch of these meal plans. It's all for free, so if you do want to check that out and download the copy, you'll have it at your fingertips. All right, the first thing is breakfast. Eggs in the morning with like a little side salad and avocado is to me like the perfect breakfast. I know it sounds so simple, but I personally love breakfast. I want to have a good sized breakfast in the morning. I do not like to be hungry and push it off because it basically ruins my blood sugar. I get a headache. To me, breakfast equals energy. If I'm not strict keto, then I definitely have fruit with my breakfast. Lunch for me tends to be some leftover protein from the night before, almost always. And I usually make enough food so there's leftovers. That's one of my secrets. I find it's really helpful to use the slow cooker or the Instapot as much as possible. I also pre-cut up a lot of my vegetables. I make coconut yogurt and I like to eat some of the coconut yogurt. I like hard-boiled eggs. There is a snack that I love, and those are some cassava chips. These are not keto friendly. I want to just be clear that I am aware of that. I miss this crunch feeling, and I don't love to eat corn chips or all those different kinds of crackers that are filled with a bunch of stuff my body doesn't need and seed oils. So for me, if I get a good cassava chip that has like cassava and sea salt, to me that's 2 ingredients. I get to crunch and I'm happy. For dinner, a good piece of fish, maybe some asparagus on the side. I do enjoy eating sweet potatoes. Again, ketogenic diet is really not in alignment with sweet potatoes, and yet they're also an anti-inflammatory food. And I like to share this because to me, meshing a little bit of both of these worlds has really helped my body heal. And it's a lot of intuitive eating, which I will definitely talk about a lot more in different videos. So make sure you check out that PDF that goes along with the gut-brain connection, which is a free class that I made just for you. And if you are interested in going a step further and you want to take part in the Heal Your Gut 18-day eating plan and cleanse, that is a program that I have been running with so many dear clients for many years, and it'll be a life changer. That's also right below. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear some of your favorite delicious energy boosting foods. And as always, come back and subscribe so you can be the first person by hitting that little bell if you'd like to hear and be notified when a new video comes out every single week. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.